monologue and a poem for you today, so I hope you enjoy it. And if I start stuttering or shaking, I'm sorry in advance. Okay, so the first one's called 21 Days. Sorry. Time to wake up, son. Granddad's last words still echo in my mind. Brown eyes blaze, an old man's smile. A murmur on the cusp of my memory, a hazy remnant of elder days, of my teenage tears flowing free, an utterance that heralded the end, for I never saw him again. The years halt, recede and rewind. To be young seems eternal, playing on PlayStation with my friends, telling bad jokes to raucous laughter, young and restless, a lucid dream, full of vibrant colour and innocence, safe in the embrace and never-ending love of two people from a different time. What a glorious lie. A soft tapping on my bedroom door, my mother's arms clasping me tight. My father and all but name was gone, dead. Numbness, cloying numbness. Time fractured, the darkness stirred in me, bleeding through my childhood dreams, pooling into the dark pit of my soul. The first taste of mortality made manifest to me, the beginning of 21 days of insanity. The news spreads far and wide. The familiar circle gathers to say goodbye, the witnesses to the end of an era. Another patriarch had passed on. Empty platitudes are bandied about, pale ashen faces gather in the temple of doom. I carry the coffin through the mass of distant family, meandering through a dark grey sea of ignorance. The light dwindles away with every wretched step, every bloody footstep alive with pain. I can feel it gnawing at me from the inside, a formless void, a misshapen parody of life, the seeping annihilation that awaits us all. No heaven above, no hell below. I weep for his life gone by. The shroud descends, the curtains close. One more cadaver for the crows. His body wasn't even cold, and already the vultures circled. A family full of miserable miscreants, vagabonds and thieves robbing the dead, self-serving scum scrounging in the dirt for worms. Their greed-ridden faces leer at me still. I see you for what you are, faithless and fallen fodder. Blood ties broken for a pittance. God damn you all. Some people say fate has a twisted sense of humour. They are wrong. Fate is a malevolent force. It dines in human misery, feeding oblivion itself. One black night after another, not even one day of respite is given to us. No mercy from the so-called deity. A dwindling figment of primordial minds. Nothing but tainted mockery of blind faith. My nan was gone. 3 weeks of wasting away. A tattered residue of the woman she once was. Unable to survive without the man she loved. The dying embers of a love scattered to the wind. Half a century in the making. The last link in the chain is broken, never to be reforged. My blackened and beaten heart turns to ash. The acid tears sting again. There is nothing but echoes and dust, nothing left to see here. The years flow by, life continues unabated, unafraid. The night beckons me, winter is almost here. I sit in silence, the black rain falling outside, wreathed in shadow without the flame. Nothing lasts forever, not even pain. I am beholden to an older generation, I am home at last. No time left to die, an invisible hand rests on my shoulder. Time to wake up, son. Sorry, one sec. This one's a bit more, not quite as bad as that. It's called The Gates of Blood, about the 300 Spartans. At the gates of blood the 300 stood, brothers in arms until the very end, trained to kill the Spartan way. Never a brother would they betray, sworn to fight and die and city defend. At the gates of blood the 300 stood, born and bred to a soldier's life, loyal warriors beyond their time. A crimson cloak was their sign, greatly needed in an era of strife. At the gates of blood the 300 stood, clad in golden armour they marched to war. In grim silence they strode to Thermopylae, where heroes abode, to strike their enemy at their core. At the gates of blood the 300 stood, led by Leonidas, their warrior king. A hard life he chose to follow, and sadly often so very hollow. The tale of his triumph they still do sing. At the gates of blood, the 300 stood, to fight an enemy who had never known defeat before, an enemy who had never been turned black, immortal spectres clad in black, a dark tide against the shore. At the gates of blood the 300 stood, to fight this foe who must be defied, spears levelled, helms lowered, shields locked. They held their ground, the pass like locked, with a spirit born of martial pride. At the gates of blood the 300 stood, back to back the brave warriors fought, blades rose and fell, spilling enemy blood. They battled and bled to stem the flood, glorious existence in the afterlife they sought. At the gates of blood the 300 stood, in the centre of the melee the king slew, killing and slaying he was heroic, in the face of conflict he was stoic, and the sword in his back, away he flew. At the gates of blood the 300 died, one by one the bold warriors fell, Persian arrows blocking out the sun. On they charged at the run, on an ocean of death they now dwell. At the gates of blood the 300 died, through the gates of the abyss they passed, into Hades' realm they marched, one final time under the arch, where they could be laid to rest at last. Thank you.